her head out from the door. Come on, Clifford.
上の201に引っ越してきた結城です。よろしくお願いします。
I just moved in upstairs to 201.
上に
What? You moved in
ですか。
upstairs?
はい、今日からなんですけど。
Yeah, just today actually. Is something
何
wrong?
か
Oh
い
no.
え、
I just
全然気がつかなかったもので。
She smiled stiffly, her face pale, ignoring the yellow flag in my mind. I held up her gift.
これつまらないものなんですが。
This is for you, just a little something.
まあ、わざわざすみ
Oh,
ま
wow,
せ
you
ん。
shouldn't have. Repeating what I told the last neighbor, I held out the detergent. Just then, a pair of little hands shot out from behind her and grabbed
こん
it.
にちは、お姉ちゃん。こんにちは。
Hi there, sweetheart. That's more like it. 10 points for not calling me
上
ma'am.
のお部屋に引っ越してきた
Did you
の？
move in
う
upstairs?
ん。結城かえっていう
My
の。
name's Yuki K.
お
What's
生
yours?
田むつみ。
Kudo Mutsumi.
むつみちゃんか。いく
Nice
つ？
to meet you, Mutsumi-chan. How old are
6
you?
歳。
I'm 6.
小学生かな。
Are you a first grader?
4月からなの。
Uh-huh. I start school in
1
April.
年生か。
How exciting.
お嬢さ
What
ん、
a
しっかりしてます
mature
ね。
young woman we have today.
ええ、まあ、
Yeah. Yeah, she certainly is. Mutsumi's mother looked slightly relieved that the conversation had shifted focus to her daughter. Maybe she'd had her guard up answering the door. She didn't know me after all. At least that was what I decided
ね
to tell
え、
myself.
お姉ちゃん。
Hey, Miss Lady.
何？
Hmm? What is it,
お
sweetie?
姉ちゃんはすぐに引っ越しちゃったりし。
Eh?
それって
むつみ！The woman's shrill voice rang out through the corridor. I looked up sharply to find her white as a sheet, her lips trembling.
生田さん。
すみません。
Pardon
これ
me.
から夕食の準備がありますので。
I really need to start getting dinner ready.
むつみ、
Mutsumi, go to
で
your
も
room.
お姉ちゃんとお話しし。
いいから。
I said go to your room. Something must have set off Mama Bear, I thought to myself. Baffled though I was, I had taken it. It was time for me to go.
私も他に挨拶をするところがありますので。 これで失礼します。
I could practically see the relief written
じゃあ
all
む
over
つみ
her
ちゃ
face.
ん、またね。
See you around, Mutsumi-chan. I waved goodbye.
お姉ちゃん、バイバイ。
Bye, Miss Lady. Little voices drowned out by the heavy clunk of the door slamming in my face. Why did it finish so significantly like I only just got here? Surely it hadn't because I hadn't done anything to warrant that kind of attitude. I thought about it for a bit and then shut it off. Call it intuition or a small voice in the back of my head, but something told me I'd understand someday. For a moment, I simply stared down at the 2 remaining cartons of detergent in my arms. Then I decided it was time to pay my landlady a visit. Walking out of the apartment building, I cut across the parking lot and headed to a standalone building that served as the landlady's personal abode. In contrast to the main building, the landlady's house was fairly old and outfitted with a large garden. According to my real estate agent, most of the houses in this area belonged to rice farmers turned millionaires after their property values skyrocketed. They told me it wasn't altogether uncommon to see apartment buildings constructed right next to the landowner's home. Adjusting my grip on the 2 remaining cartons of laundry detergent, I walked up to the old faded front door and rang the doorbell.
はーい。
Hello? An elegant feminine voice
本日
answered.
引っ越してきた結城ですけど。
Hi, Yuki, your new tenant.
ああ、はいはい。
Oh,
ゆうきさんね。
I see.
今開けますから。
I'll be right there. The words had scarcely left her lips when the front door slid open, and there she was, my landlady. The last time I'd seen her was during the lease signing a few days prior. Her name was Inamoto San, and I estimated her to be around the same age as my own mother. Her face lit up as soon as she
そ
saw
ういえ
me.
ば今日引っ越しだったのよね。お疲れ様でした。
That's right. You moved in today, didn't you? Welcome, welcome.
いえ、
Thank
これから
you.
お世話になり
I'm
ます
happy to
あらあら、こちらこそ
Good.
よろし
We're
く。
happy to have you. I had a fondness for these short, polite exchanges, Japanese humility at its
これ
finest.
大したものじゃないんですが、ご挨拶がてら持ってきました。よかったら使ってください。
Perhaps detergent wasn't the most apt gift for my new landlady. Still, in my experience, women tend to appreciate practical gifts like these, and older women especially. I certainly do. A new toaster is always nice too. Sure enough, Inamoto-san smiled warmly and took the carton from my hand.
あら嬉しい。
Well,
まあまあ
I'll be.
気を使ってくださって。
Bless your heart. That left me with just one carton. I thought back to my experience with apartment 202. Surely the landlady ought to know what sort of person lives there, I thought.
私の隣って
Just
どんな方
wondering,
が住んでるんで
but
しょ
who
うか。
lives next door to me? Next door?
ええ、
Yeah,
202号室です。
I saw her face twitch. She was clearly rattled by my question.
隣はどなたもいらっしゃいません
There's
よ。
no one living next to you. What?
お隣は空き室なんです。
The apartment next
ど
to
なた
yours
も
is
住んでません
empty.
よ。
No one lives there.
誰もですか。
No one?
ええ
Alright.
確かにですか。
Are you sure?
ええ
Quite sure. There was an obvious pause in her answer, but at this point I was too panicked to care. If no one lived there, then how would you explain the intercom static? The rattling doorknob. Door opening. The hand.
誰かが入り込んでるなんてことはないですよね。
鍵は私が保管してますし、何より今はあの部屋は貸し出してませんから。
でも私見たんです。ドアが開いたの。
そんな、まさか。
本当なんです。中から人の手が出て。
だってあそこは空き家なんですよ。
じゃあ不審者が入り込んでるのかも。確認してみてください。
でも
隣がちゃんと空き室だってわからないと安心して住めませんから。
わかりました。マスターキーを取ってきますから少し待っててくださいね。
はい。
I was desperate. I needed to verify with my own two eyes, because I knew what I'd seen. A violently rattling doorknob. A door that opened on its own. And then, a single hand. After a moment, Inamoto-san returned, master key in hand. She seemed rather tense. That said, given the nature of my
じゃあ
claim, I couldn't
行
blame
きま
her.
しょうか。
Alright then, let's head over.
はい、すみません。
Right. Sorry about this. I knew I hadn't been seeing things, and yet I couldn't help but apologize anyway. Somehow it just didn't feel right. Feel real. I followed Inamoto-san back to the staircase from where I had come. At the landing, we promptly arrived at my apartment. There, I briefly stepped inside to drop off the extra carton of detergent. After all, I wouldn't be needing it if no one actually lived next door. Oh no. We're out the door. With that off my hands, I stepped back out to the hall, and together we walked a handful more steps to apartment 202. To my relief, the door was firmly closed.
じゃあ開けますよ。
Alright, I'll open the door now. The turn the key in the lock, and moments later the door swung open with a loud beep.
さあ中を見て。
Go on, take a look.
はい。
Okay. Huh? I peered past her into the apartment and froze. It was empty. The wallpaper was brand new and the floor was coated in a thin layer of dust. It was blatantly clear that no one had set foot in there in quite some time, much less lived there. Couldn't believe it. It made no sense.
中を見てもいいですか？
中には入らないでくださいね。
I'd prefer
ここは貸してる部屋じゃないので。
Sorry, this apartment isn't fit to be shown.
ど どうして？
What? How so?
それは
Well,
いろいろと身内の事情がありましてね。さあ、もう分かったでしょ？閉めますよ。
But now you've seen it for yourself. Yes, I'll close up. Before I could begin to process what I'd seen, Enomoto-san closed the door and locked it up tightly. Apartment 202 was now completely and undeniably empty.
でも
I
確
can
かに
read, I swear. But I know what I saw. I mumbled pathetically to myself as Enomoto-san slipped
引っ
past
越し
me.
でお疲れなんでしょう。
You must be
よくあること
tired
です
from
よ。
a big move. I'm sure this kind of thing happens to everyone. I sincerely hope not, I wanted to say. But Enomoto-san had already vanished around the corner and down the stairs. She's left. Bye, go away. The diner was a 5-minute drive away. I should have been excited to explore my new neighborhood, but instead I was utterly miserable. Pushing my cold, half-eaten hamburger steak around on my plate, I contemplated everything that had happened this evening. For the briefest of moments, out of the corner of my eye, as I rounded that corner, I had seen it. A hand reaching out from the gap in the open door. The detail that stuck with me the most was how deathly pale it had looked. And what were they reaching for exactly? And even supposing the hand had merely been a hallucination on my part, how would that explain the doorknob? Surely I couldn't have hallucinated a doorknob jiggling around like that. And yet, the apartment beyond that door was completely deserted. If someone had come to the door earlier, then there should have been footprints in the dust to prove it, but there weren't. I glanced out the window to find the sunset fading into dust, and suddenly remembered that my window at home still didn't have any curtains. Just a few hours prior, I told myself it couldn't wait until tomorrow, but it could wait till tomorrow. But after today's little scare, I was cursing myself for not thinking it.
まだホームセンターは開いてるか
I
しら。
wonder if the hardware store is still open. I checked the time display on my phone. 6:16. I'd best get a move on if I wanted to find something that would sell me curtains. Sure, maybe I was just paranoid. But as it turned out, sometimes a single strip of fabric can mean a world of difference. Sorry, my phone keeps ringing. It was human nature to conceal the darkness because the darkness played host to all of our most primitive fears. I picked up my bill from where it lay at the end of the table and set my fork down on my unfinished plate, loath as I was to waste food. Today would simply have to be different. As I went to grab my phone off the table, however, it began to buzz quietly, LED light blinking. The name Yuki Shoko was displayed on screen. I quickly answered. Hello?
あ、お姉ちゃんもう引っ越し終わった？
Are you all moved in and stuff? I could hear my little sister usual
今日はごめんね。手伝いたかったんだけど仕
Sorry,
事
I
が
couldn't
終わ
lend
ん
a
なくて。
hand. I really wanted to, but work was
別
crazy.
にいいよ。荷物なんて
It's
大してない
fine.
し。
There wasn't much
わざ
to
わ
use
ざここま
anyway.
で来るのも
Besides,
大
I
変
feel
だし。
bad making you come
ご
all
め
out
ん
all
ね。
this way.
今度引っ越し祝い持って遊びに行くか
I'll
ら。
bring you a housewarming gift sometime. And you can show me your new
気を使わなくていいったら。
You don't have to make a big deal out of
せい
it.
ぜいゴディバのチョコでいい
Bring
わ
me
よ。
some Godiva chocolates or something. Oh my god, so good.
はいはい。今度貢がせてもらいます。
Okay, fine.
ところでお姉ちゃん。
I grant unto you my fine offering soon, Missy. By the way. Shoku suddenly lowered her voice and I could practically hear her smirking on the other end of the phone. You sure have an interesting taste in apartments, don't you?
何？どういうこと？
Fine. My heart skipped a beat. Ever since we were young, Shoko always had a strong sense of intuition, and somehow I had a bad
別に
feeling about this.
なんとなくそんな気がした
Oh,
だけ
nothing really. Just thought.
じゃあ
just
お
a
姉ち
thought
ゃ
I
ん
had.
まだ仕
Anyway,
事終わって
I
ないか
gotta get
ら
back to work.
ま
Talk to me.
ちょっと
Hey, wait! But she hung up before I could stop her. Something about the amusement in her voice didn't sit right.
面白そうなところってどういう意味
Interesting taste? What's that supposed to mean? I pondered it for a moment, but quickly realized I was getting nowhere fast. Stuffing my phone in my pocket, I promptly took my bill up to the register. As it turned out, the hardware store was actually just a short walk from the diner. Plus an added bonus, I discovered the grocery store next door stayed open pretty late in the weeks. I could always hunt around for a cheaper store later on, but for now, all my shopping needs were met. I picked out a nice set of curtains at the hardware store, plus a few odds and ends, and by the time I made it home, it was pitch dark outside. That said, living out here away from the big city, the moon and the stars were actually quite visible. Not to mention the parking lot security lights were pretty bright too. Before I knew it, I was standing back in front of the door of 201, both hands weighed down with shopping bags. If you can see the stars and the moon, it's not pitch dark outside. Taking care not to glance over at apartment 202, I slid my key into the doorbell, but it wouldn't turn.
あれ
What the? For a moment I thought I might have used an old key by mistake, but I hadn't. But I hadn't brought it with me, and car keys were too distinctive for anyone to mix up. I reinserted the key and
ま
tried
さか
again.
ぼ
No
ーっと
dice.
して3階に来てたりして
Didn't accidentally walk up an extra flight of stairs or something, did I? Surely I wasn't that high. Just in case, I looked up to check the number on the door, and then I froze. Dimly, my brain registered the light flutter off my shopping bag as they hit the floor.
んで
How? Why? 202? I was standing in front of apartment 202? Panicked, I grabbed my bag, yanked my keys out of the lock, and looked back in the direction I'd come from. Sure enough, my apartment was one door down. I was sure I'd stopped at the first door after I turned the corner. Fear welling up in me, I hurried into the one and put my keys in the lock. This time the phone and sound out. Too terrified to look down the hall, I darted inside and locked the door behind me, and then I bolted the chain for good measure. Curtains! They're just white curtains. They're not anything special. My new curtains were a light shade of beige. Oh, beige, not white. Designed to help brighten up the room. Admittedly, I would have preferred blackout curtains, but at this point, I'd settled for anything. These beige curtains had 2 layers. Beneath a thin, colored fabric was a set of lace panels. As I set about hanging them up over the living room window, I thought back to the day's events. I could see the shadowy balcony outside beyond the glass, separated from the one next door via a privacy screen that someone could easily break through in the event of emergency. I kept my gaze averted, however. In the back of my mind, I keep worrying some formless entity was going to come creeping out of apartment 202 onto my balcony. I felt a bit better once I finished hanging the living room curtains, but the hardest part was yet to come. The living room and bedroom were divided by a single sliding partition, and my bedroom shared a wall with 202. Somehow it felt
気のせい
different
気
now.
のせい
It's all in my head. It's all in my head. It had to be. After all, nothing had felt off when I went in there this morning. If only I hadn't seen that. The pale hand flashed through my mind again. Hastily, I shook the thought away. Forget it. I knew I'd never be able to stay here if I kept dwelling on it. I shot a quick glance at the balcony. A single pane of glass was all that separated me from the unsettling darkness. Why I was letting myself get so worked up over some curtains. Why was I letting myself get so worked up over some curtains? Silently reassuring myself, I set about hanging up the lace. My arms were starting to get tired from the continually reaching up, but there was no time to complain. Yes, hanging curtains is a mess. I needed to get over with this, ASAP. Next, I grabbed the beige fabric and looked back up at the curtain rod. The mindless busy work was beginning to help me forget my anxiety. Once I had finished hanging up the curtain, hanging up the first half, I took the second half out of the bag. Almost done. Unfolding the curtain, I grabbed one hook and reached up. Then, bam! For a second, I didn't know where the sound was coming from, until it happened a second time, and my whole apartment shook. Bam! People don't really see. I jumped away from the window, leaving the curtains hanging limply by one hook. What was that? The window pane was visibly shaking from the external impact. Beyond the delicate lace, the balcony still seemed as empty as ever. Fearfully, I peered out through the curtains. Sure enough, no one was there. At this, I felt both relieved and unnerved. Who hit my window then? I needed to know, but I didn't want to find out. Wrestling with my conflicted emotions, I let my gaze wander over to the dark void of the balcony, and there I found my answer. I wanted to scream, but it felt like there was a force in my throat, keeping my voice to feel the wind. There it was, on the railing, between my balcony and the nest. What is that? A phony hand comes across the street, so still it touched with blows in the dark. It slid along the edge of the partition, and turned it vanished. I started, a little more than 2 seconds. And yet those seconds felt like hours, right up to the moment I screamed. Screaming like that hurts. I awoke on the living room floor to the sound of the doorbell
Yuki-san,
ringing.
いる？大丈夫？
Yuki-san, Yuki-san, you there? You okay? The vaguely familiar voice made me shudder. Nevertheless, I staggered to my feet like a puppet whose strings had been cut. I had no proof, but I was convinced. The hand belonged to a woman. That's very observant. Hence, the man outside wasn't dangerous. It was just a gut feeling. Too tired to deal with the intercom, I stumbled my way to the front door. Collapsing against it, I looked through the peephole to find my upstairs neighbor, Hisamatsu-san, looking tense. As I opened the door, the cool night breeze drifted in through the 1-inch gap permitted by the chain.
ベランダにいたらすごい悲鳴が聞こえたから。
I was out of my balcony when I heard you screaming bloody murder down here. I had no clue what to tell him. This confusion must have registered in my face because he got it.
あ、こんばんは。301の久松ですけど。
大丈夫です。
Yes, I know. Don't worry. I remember you. Finally, my voice decided to cooperate, and Hisamatsu-san was clearly relieved to hear it. Perhaps he'd mistaken my hesitation for mistrust.
それで、大丈夫ですか？
Are you okay?
そんな
Or
に
I must have screamed pretty loud, huh? Personally, I had next to no memory of doing so. All I remembered is being rooted to the spot, my eyes glued to the balcony, until the hand vanished from sight. Hisamatsu-san smiled sheepishly and nodded to my question.
まあ、俺、
Totally.
僕が驚いて飛んできちゃうくらいには。
Yeah, just a little. Sounded kind of serious, so I came running.
別に俺でも
You
構
can
わない
speak
ですけど
freely around me, I don't mind.
一向に
I wasn't sure why he kept correcting himself. There was such inoffensive slang.
じゃあ俺で。
Oh, okay then.
どうしてわざわざ言い直してるんです
Why
か
do you keep correcting yourself
いや、
anyway?
昔教授に気をつけろって言われまして、
I had a professor get on my case
TPO を
about
わ
it
き
a
まえ
while
ろって
back.
ね。
told me it was extremely rude and
なるほど
unprofessional.
ね
It is unprofessional. Not necessarily. I see. The more we talked, the more I could feel myself calming down. And that ghostly hand started to feel more and more like just a bedroom.
でどうしたんですか？
So, what happened?
いえゴキブリ
Oh,
を
nothing.
ちょっと
Just a cockroach.
ゴキブリ？
You know? A cockroach. Even I didn't know where that lie came from. I couldn't stop thinking back to the perfectly empty apartment I'd seen only a few hours ago. My fear felt fake in comparison.
ゴキブリね。ここにもい
I
たんだ。
didn't know we had them
見たこと
here.
ないゴキブリ
You haven't seen
こ
them
こでは
around.
ないですね。
Not here.
前にいたオンボロアパートで
The
は見
last
ましたけど、
apartment had them, though.
なんだゴキブリ
That
か。
place is a dump. Ah, well. Just a cockroach, huh? From the way he spoke, it sounded like he'd been expecting something else. Couldn't stop myself
ゴキブリ
asking.
じゃなきゃ何だと思ったんですか？
うーん
I don't know.
幽霊
Ghost, maybe?
かな。
Instantly, a chill shot down my spine. Did he know something? But just as a suspicion crossed my mind, Hisamatsu-san
な
grinned.
んて
Just kidding. What?
泥棒とか痴漢だったら大変だと思ったんですよ。 最近田舎も何かと物騒だから。
The countryside's not as safe as it used to be, you know.
まあそうですね
Yes, that's
とにかく
true.
何もなかったようでよかったですよ。
Anyway,
これも安心して論文を書けるってもんです。
now I can go back writing my thesis.
そうか邪魔しちゃったのね
Right.
ごめんなさい
Sorry for bothering
いいえ
you.
じゃあおやすみなさい。
Have a good
お
one.
騒がせしてごめんなさい
Thank you, and sorry for the trouble. I made to close the door, but it stopped a few centimeters from the threshold. I looked down to find Hisamatsu-san's hand in the doorknob.
何か
Did you
忘れてました
tell me something?
これ
Forgot to give you this. Huh? He extended a slip of paper through the
俺の
chain
携帯の
gap.
番号です。何かあったらかけてください。危ないことでも危なくないことでも飛んできますから。
You know, in case of an emergency or non-emergencies, whatever, I'll run down anytime.
ありがとうございます
Oh. Thank you.
じゃあ今度こそおやすみなさい。
No problem. Bye. For real this time. This time I shut the door without interruption. All at once, energy drained from my limbs, and I sank to the floor. From there, I crawled on my hands and my knees to check the bedroom. The balcony was perfectly quiet and perfectly empty, just as though nothing had ever happened. Half of my curtain still hanging limply by a single hook. I hurried over and secured the rest of the hooks to the curtain rod. After that, I spent the rest of the night in the living room. I barely slept a wink that night in the end. Rays of morning sunlight streamed into the living room curtains as I woke. The sofa was by no means uncomfortable, and yet my body was
こんな
sore
こと
all
な
over.
ら仕事でもしとくん
If
だ
I'd known this would happen, I would have done some work ahead of time. That said, I was in absolutely no mood to sit down and work. Everywhere I looked, the room was stacking high with cardboard boxes, some half empty, others broken down into neat folded piles. My desk computer, an essential tool for any freelance worker, was waiting for me on my desk. Unfortunately, my internet service wouldn't be ready until tomorrow. I thought she said all of her things were already situated. Utilities. Is internet considered a utility? Should be. At least as for now, as far as I
引っ
know.
越した翌日に出ていくのって
Any chance it's not too late to change my mind about this place? I got to my feet, walked over to the cabinet, and opened the drawer. There I retrieved a rental agreement sitting atop a stack of papers, then walked to the window. Truth be told, I was afraid to open those stupid curtains. There was no sense in standing there in the dark, either. Stealing my nerves. My balcony sat empty under the bright morning sun. Beyond it lay equally empty lot. Nothing suspicious, he said. Whew. Relieved, I opened the window. The dewy breeze blew in, and I returned to the couch, paperwork in hand. There I flipped through the contract until I came across the section regarding move-outs. What I found so baffling. Exorbitant? I couldn't help but stare. The tenant moved out before a period of 1 year has elapsed. Tenant agrees to pay a penalty sum equal to 6 months' rent.
半年？
That's actually pretty common. 6 months? I knew it was common for rental agreements to charge early move-out fees during the first year. After all, no landlord would want to deal with a rotating door of tenants. I've moved a fair few times in my life, and most of the apartments I've lived in had similar clauses in their lease contracts, but only for 2 months rent max. Less than that in most cases. In all my life, I never heard of anyone charging 6 months rent because of move-out fees. They might as well simply type, "You're stuck here." Inside 70
どうしてこんな。
This is ridiculous. I was more than willing to pay another month's rent. If it meant I could leave hell, I would keep in this place too. After all, there was a paltry sum compared to the enduring the terror of what awful dream or hallucination or whatever it was. 6 months, right? That was quickly. To say the least. I tossed the rental agreement back into the cabinet drawer, then stepped out onto my balcony. Beneath me lay sprawling landscape of the shrubs, the suburbs, peaceful and picturesque. If this were a normal apartment, I'm sure the view would have left me feeling invigorated. Emboldened by the seemingly ordinary balcony, I glanced over at the one direction adjacent to me. The one directly adjacent to mine. Granted, the privacy screen prevented me from seeing much. Feeling a bit braver and safer in the daylight, I peeked my head over the partition wall. Why? Why would you do that? 202's balcony was completely empty. The sunlight streamed in through the sliding glass window, affording me a small glimpse into the apartment itself. It looked to be perfectly quiet, perfectly ordinary. And yet, I sensed an indescribable darkness inside. The apartment felt cold somehow. Perhaps it was just the stark emptiness. Maybe it would have felt differently with some furniture in there. Just as I lowered myself back onto my balcony, I was caught off guard by a sudden voice calling out to me. Morning. You have a stalker.
おはよ
Oh, good morning. Wait, what? At first I couldn't tell where it was coming from. I shot a quick glance around, but didn't see
上ですよ
anyone.
上
Up here.
う。
Up where? Oh, right. I looked up and immediately it all made sense. There was Sensamatsu peering down at me from his balcony. I seem to recall he paid me a visit.
おはようございます。
Morning.
朝から隣を覗きですか
Isn't it a little early to be spying on your neighbors?
いや、そういうわけじゃ。
No, it's not what it looks like. It was exactly what it looked like. Busted.
隣なら誰もいませんよ
No one lives there, you know.
知ってます。
Yeah,
昨日
I know.
大家さんに聞きましたから。
She even showed me. But I decided to keep that bit to myself. Just then an idea came to me. Maybe Hisamatsu-san was just the sort of person I needed.
久松さん、
Can I ask you something,
Hi.
Hisamatsu-san? Sure.
お隣ってどんな人がいたか知ってます。
さあ俺が越してきた時はもう誰も住んでませんでしたから
そうですか。
今ここの住人で202号室のことを知ってる人はいないと思いますよ
else who lives in this complex too.
誰なら
Then who should I
不
talk
動
to?
産会社
The real
かな。
estate agency, maybe? Of course. Why hadn't I thought of
ま
that?
簡単には話してくれないとは思いますけどね。
Well, I somehow doubt they'd be eager to talk about it. Huh?
それ
さ、俺も論文の仕上げやんなきゃ。
I gotta get
じゃ
back
あ
to
そ
my
んなわけで。
Enjoy your day. No sense trying to stop him. I suddenly had somewhere important to be. This Amatsu-san vanished back inside the apartment, and I heard the sliding door shut. But more importantly, I had just obtained a valuable lead. I left the chilly balcony and headed to the bathroom to get cleaned up.
ダメです。個人情報に関わることは一切明かせないんで
I'm sorry,
す。
but we're unable to disclose any personal information about clients to a third party. This was the first thing my agent said to me when I arrived at the real estate agency that had helped me sign the current lease. Chloe Wonderfolk Realty. I'd chosen this agency simply because it was the first one that caught my eye, but the name was so fanciful, I often had trouble remembering it. What kind of word is that? But that was hardly
そ
important
こを
right
なん
now.
とかどうしても知りたいことがあって
Can you make an exception? I really need
だ
to
から
know.
ダメなんですって。
As I said,
最近はいろいろとうるさいんですよ。
they're really strict about this sort of things these
住人の
days.
ことを漏らしたばかりに
You know,
厄介ごと
probably
に巻き込まれることも
right around
少なくないんですから。
the corner, positive information gets leaked. He looked to be on the younger side, maybe a bit younger than me, and I could tell he was getting sick of me already. But I held
あ
my
のね
ground.
誰も住んでないはずの隣の部屋から怪しい音が聞こえたら誰だって怖いでしょ。その正体を知りたいからいろいろ聞いてるんじゃない。
じゃあ大家さんにお聞きになったらどうです？目の前に住んでるじゃないですか。
その大家さんが教えてくれないからお宅に聞いてるんでしょ。
大家さんが教えられないならうちだって当然教えられませんよ。
We're not at a library too either. Judging from his tone, he was used to dealing with this sort of thing. I fixed him with a sharp glare, but just then another client walked in, family in tow. Welcome! Her voice casually breaks the tension.
まあそういうわけなんで今日のところ
I'm
はお
sorry,
聞
I
き取り
can't
を。
help you. I'm afraid I'll have to ask
冗
you.
談じゃない。
You think this is a joke? I didn't come here to mess around. After everything I've been through in my brand new apartment, no lease, I wasn't going
お宅が
anywhere.
紹介した物件で夜も眠れないほど怖い目に遭ってるんですよ。この落とし前は
Don't you
一体
think
どう
you
つけて
ought
くれる
to
の。
do something about that?
いや、
Well, I
その
never underestimate the backbone of a woman who works freelance. I knew exactly how to handle this. My voice echoed through the office and my agent paled. I shot a quick glance around, and sure enough, the family that had just walked in was now looking nervously in our direction. That was kind of an asshole move, though. Don't make a scene because you want something. It's like a child having a temper tantrum. And I knew the agent had noticed this too.
その件に関しましては誠心誠意を持って対応させていただきます。こちらでお話を。
Looking utterly defeated, the agent led me into the cubicle in the back corner of the office. Clearly, he knew he was at the end of his rope. The area was furnished with two couches facing each other. Perhaps this was where they held business negotiations. The agent gestured for me to sit on one side, then spoke in a
少し
low
待ってて
voice.
ください。
I'll be right back. As he disappeared behind the partition, the receptionist brought me a cup of tea. By the time I had taken my first sip, the agent reappeared with a file folder in hand.
僕が教えたってことは
Please don't tell anyone. I
くれぐれも
should be so
内密にお願いしますね。
The agent flipped through the folder, looking far more rattled than before. He glanced at the name tag affixed to his chest. Sorry about this. Hirai-kan. I'm sorry, I'm botching these names. I swear I'm not trying to be a bitch. But I don't really have any other choice. You always have a choice.
それで202号室には一体どんな人が住んでて何があったの？
So what happened with whoever used to live in
それは
apartment 2?
実は僕にも
ちょっとそれじゃ話が。
まあ聞いてください。うちの会社があのアパートの仲介をやるようになったのは、その時にはすでに202号室の賃貸募集は
じゃああなたが教えてくれる事情って？
Nervously, Hirayakon continued to leaf through the folder until he found what he was looking for. There he pulled something free from the paperclip and slid it across the table. What's this? What is this?
うちの会社より前にあのアパートを取り扱っていた会社です。と言っても会社自体
どういうこと？
そこの社長が首を吊ったんです。もともと家族経営の不動産屋でしたから、社員は社長一人でしたし、でも家はそのまま会社があった場所の隣にありますから、うまくいけば奥さんには話が聞けるかもしれませんよ。
その社長が首を吊ったの
5年前かな。うちの社長とは仲が良かったみたいで、そこで扱ってた物件のほとんどうちが引き取る形になりました。僕が教えられるのはこれくらいです。
もう一ついいかしら？
なんでしょう。
私が今住んでいるシャトレ・ロマーヌの201号室には以前誰が住んでいる
201ですか。あそこは結城さんが入るまで近所にある地方銀行の借り上げだったんです。去年までは女性が
どんな人？
若い女性でしたね。確か久松さんって言ったかな。
I don't know, fairly young. I think her name is Hamatsu's son. Huh?
久松
It's a motel? My upstairs neighbor shared that same surname. Something about that baby.
ねえ平井さん、
Say, Hirsan,
ってあ
you're asleep.
れどうして僕の名前
How do you know my
ネームプレートつけてるじゃない。
They're on your inside.
もしかして201号室って頻繁に人が入れ替わったりしなかっ
Hirsan frowned at my question. Clearly, he didn't
そうですね。
know that. Well, yeah.
201と203、特に201は僕が受け持った最初は入居してもすぐに出ていく人が多かったです。久松さんも会社の借り上げだから仕方なく住んでる感じでしたよ。だから大家さんが違約金の条件を厳しくしたんですよね。
た。ねえ、そういうことって普通入居時に言わない？
一定期間住んだ方に何もなければ言う義務がないんです。そもそもあの部屋自体は何かあったわけじゃないですから。
Another one, maybe? Regardless, I got the sense I'd learn all I could from this lead. I downed the rest of my cold tea, then stood up from the couch. Instantly, I could see relief flood over Hurakan's
教え
face.
てくれてありがとうね、平井さん。
Thank you for all your help, Hirasan.
いえいえ。でも
You're welcome, but
くれぐれ
please don't
内
tell
緒にしとく
anyone
わ。
I... Don't worry, I won't.
あ、でも
Oh,
また
but I
聞きたい
might
こ
be
とがあ
back
ったら来るかも。
if I think of any more questions. Give me a break. I could see the please spare me written all over his face, but I ignored it and walked out of the cubicle. The family from earlier was still in the office, and they looked at me with concern as I approached. I put on my best smile and turned to look at Hurakan behind
ほん
me.
と誠実な対応をありがとうございました。これで安心して住めます。
本当に申し訳ありませんでした。
じゃあまた何かあったらよろしく。
はい。今後ともよろしくお願いします。
We look forward to assisting you. The family looked relieved to see that the hard-working agent had successfully resolved the complaint. With that little matter taken care of,
ありがとうございました。
for the front door.
またのご来店をお待ちしてます。
Thank you again. Come back anytime. Heracon called after me, his voice stiff and robotic. Okay. I'm gonna leave this episode here, and we will continue this tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Hope you like it. Like, subscribe, and join me so we can find out this mystery. Because now we've added the upstairs neighbor to it. So see you guys tomorrow. Bye!